This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. On the first drive was a punt by the Colts. The Chiefs would stop them, but quickly Patrick Mahomes threw an interception. It was intended for Rashid Rice. That led to a touchdown after Lee Lutua intercepted the ball from Patrick Mahomes. 2 plays later, the Indianapolis was on the board. The Colts got it down to 2nd and 7. The Chiefs would respond with a field goal. Next drive was a touchdown to make it 14-3 Colts on an 8-play drive. A 40-yard pass from Daniel Jones to Ashton Dillon was complete. That was a big play. 2nd and goal from the 4 they scored. It was 14-3. The Chiefs would respond with a field goal to make it 14-6. A punt and a field goal to make it 14-9. The Chiefs looked dull in the first half. And it didn't start out much better in the third quarter. A punt and a field goal made it 17-9. A punt, 17-9, and a field goal made it 20-9. And a possible fumble with Kareem Hunt that thoughts of ended the Chiefs' season. But the Chiefs would come in and force a punt and a touchdown for the Chiefs. Getting them within 3 may have been the play of the game. Of 3 punts in a row for the Chiefs to catch fire on offense and lead to a comeback to go to overtime and tied at 20. And in overtime, it was a punt and a field goal. Chiefs' key players in this game were Patrick Mahomes in the fourth quarter, Chris Jones at the end of the game. Defense played one of their best games, and offense caught fire in the fourth quarter. That was the keys to the Chiefs and Colts game. Final score was, in a low-scoring game, more than maybe people thought, was 20-23. I predicted 27-24, so I got within 4 points. So now the Chiefs are in pretty good position for Thanksgiving. We'll preview that game on Thanksgiving or before tomorrow. We'll see what we get to tomorrow. Ended up winning 23-20. I predicted 27-24. Patrick Mahomes struggled a lot in the game, but made key plays. Rashid Rice was unbelievable for the Chiefs, with an exception of a few drop ball, maybe one drop ball, but had 141 yards. Kareem Hunt had 104 yards, his best game of the season. Patrick Mahomes with 352. Isaiah Pacheco returns, and we'll see what they get from that, as he was to start the year. Next game was the Bears and the Steelers. The Bears won 31-28. The Steelers fall to 6-5. Caleb Williams throws 3 touchdowns. He's been really good for the Bears this season. We'll see what he is in the playoffs, but it looks like the Bears may make the playoffs. Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph, starting in place of Arron Rogers, threw for 171 1 touchdown. Game flow turning point was the Steelers took a 21-14 lead in the quarter thanks to, in part, strip sack by T.J. Watt into the end zone. The Bears responded with 17 unanswered points to help the Bears lead to a win. The Bears led 31-21. Late in the game, the Steelers drove down, but on 4th and 6 from midfield was deflected, and that was within 20 seconds of the game. Bears win that one by a final of 31-28. (23-6) Vikings over Colts. Seattle wins 30-24. They are 8-3 over a bad Tennessee team. Ravens beat the Jets 23-10. Patriots beat the Colts 26-20. A touchdown by Joe Flacco to Mitchell Trubisky to make it a 23-20 game and a field goal to put the Patriots up 26-20, but the Bengals would turn it over on downs. That was the difference, 26-20 Patriots over Bengals. The Lions and Giants played it close to the end, 34-27 in overtime, as the Lions came back and beat the Giants eventually in overtime. But it was a lot closer game than many people have thought. Jahmyr Gibbs was the difference. 219 yards and 15 carries and 2 touchdowns. Maine St. Brown was good with 149 and 1 touchdown as well. Also, Waylon Robinson was also very good with 156 for the Giants and the loss. The difference was, again, the rushing game for the Lions and their key comeback against the Giants. (24-10). After that, Chip Kelly was fired, offensive coordinator who became the highest offensive coordinator in the NFL, but 11 games later was fired. He was from Ohio State, who won the national championship last year. Maybe his place is in college for an offensive coordinator to do a good job. Final in OT, 27-24, as the Cardinals almost pulled it off against the Jaguars, but a field goal at the end gave the Jaguars the win. 52-yard from Cam Little was good. The Cowboys and Eagles met up. The Eagles led at one time 21-0. At half, it was 21-7. You had to feel pretty good. But a touchdown by the Cowboys to make it 21-14 and a key miss by the field goal kicker of the Eagles really hurt them. A missed field goal by Jake Elliott of 56 yards was no good. A touchdown by the Cowboys made it tied at 21. A fumble by the Eagles going into the red zone hurt them, and not being able to score on the final 3 drives not being able to score in the second half really hurt the Eagles. The Cowboys eventually kicked the winning field goal by Brandy Aubrey, the best kicker in the game, of 42 yards. Falcons and Saints wasn't a very good game, 24-10. Buccaneers and Rams 34-7. The Panthers and 49ers game may have been closer than people expected, and the offense wasn't as good for the 49ers as it was supposed to be, but that's been maybe the story of the 49ers, although they are 8-4. Panthers are 6-6 and fall back to 500, as they are better but not very good. Brock Purdy, 193 yards and 1 touchdown in his return. It was not an offensive productive day for the 49ers. Kansas wins against Syracuse today by 10. Have rebounded to win the last 2 games after not starting great for a KU team, but are now 5-2 on the regular season. And Kansas State may suffer their first loss, as they are currently losing right now to Indiana 39-27 at half. MIzzou is beaten up pretty good on South Carolina State 65-36. That's your college basketball update, and this is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.